Our laid-back Animal Kingdom Day was off to a late start, but all that changed when we got a last-minute invitation to a preview at Magic Kingdom, so we had to knock out all our rides fast. But first, a stop at Starbucks, named Creature Comforts, for coffee and gluten-free, dairy-free donuts. They had a cinnamon sugar and a vanilla glaze flavor and were a little warm.
These are Kinnikinnick donuts. What do you think, Axon? You've been asking for a donut for like 3 days. You finally got your donut.
Happy 30th anniversary, Lion King! Now we knew this would likely be our last visit before DinoLand made way for new construction. The new Tropical America section will soon take its place. Starting with Axon's favorite, we rode Triceratops Spin. Woo! I suspect this is what it felt like as the comet crashed down on the dinosaurs. Whew. And that the ice age following was a relief. But the emotional goodbye wasn't to Dino-rama. It was just beyond at Dinosaur. Many have a love-hate relationship with this jerky Jeep ride.
Now you can help me make history today with the Time Rover. It's like...
What? He said, "Oh, a dinosaur is gonna be in our car." Axon just reached the 40-inch mark, so this trip was a lot about learning his preferences when it comes to thrill rides. You don't know till you try.
Time travel commencing in T-minus 10 seconds and counting. Brachiosaurus.
Not our dino.
Dinoramas. Hadrosaur.
Too much. Should I get one of these? They're gonna be collector items soon. Oh, the rover.
We're sorry to see you go extinct, but excited for what's to come. Let's continue around the park. This was our first time seeing Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond. That's the rework they did of it after the shutdown. And it was a lot more succinct. It hit all the high points, but told the story a lot faster. It didn't make me cry like it used to. What about me? It's okay. You're just gonna smile at the camera? Yeah. It was also Nora's first time for a few rides, and she's a roller coaster girly. We utilized Rider Swap to take the big kids on Expedition Everest, and even with a regular standby line, we knocked it out pretty quickly. Soon we were ready for lunch, and I can't believe we haven't had a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza here before, but it was time we try Pizzafari. The bright colors, plentiful seating, and great air conditioning were exactly what we needed, and the plant-based options here blew us away.
Actually, all of them are.
That pizza looks amazing.
All of them are.
Whoa, that was so melty! Cheese pull! Dairy-free cheese pull! And admittedly, it's a little flat for regular pizza, but for gluten-free pizza, it's got some fluffiness to it, right? Going to an Africa-themed area in a theme park to eat pizza may sound like traditional theme park fare for you, and it is, but this is pretty good for traditional theme park fare.
I will point out as a technicality, we have not entered Africa yet. We are on Discovery Island.
This salad has garbanzo beans, white beans, olives, pepperoncini, red onions, black olives, and tomatoes. Beautiful.
The thing that's a real, coup for me is the fact that there's gluten-free croutons without batting an eyelash. That's not a thing you just find everywhere.
We rarely get croutons.
Right. We don't get croutons, anywhere out. To get it here. I think what they did was take the gluten-free buns, the gluten-free hot dog buns, and like slice them up and dice them
No,
up.
it's thin. I think it's the pizza crust. You don't think
Oh, you think it's the pizza crust? And then they,
Yeah.
but it's the they like garlicked and buttered it.
Yeah. So good.
Okay. Sausage. Gluten-free bun. It's a little spicy, but a really good like peppers and onions flavor to it. And the bun is holding up. It's not just crumbling. It's great. It's a snake. It's not a snake.
The thing that Pizzafari does really well, I think, is the plant-based options. Because so often whenever you're plant-based, your options are soy, like meat products. And here you've got a Beyond sausage, which has no soy. That's why I love Beyond products. And they used to have a Beyond sausage over at Harambe Market. And I was sad to see that was off the menu, but I see it just made its way over here. And there are other places that have stopped carrying their Beyond burgers. I'm looking at you, Regal Eagle. There are places that have started having Impossible burgers, and those have soy. So I'm grateful for a sausage that doesn't have soy. But in addition, the salad is fantastic.
They have the same thing.
All these veggies in it, but it has some protein because it has the white bean and the garbanzo and the quinoa, and it's just really delicious and flavorful. I'm so excited about how fresh this meal is. Like even the kids are loving their cuties and carrot sticks. Oh, and the pizza crust is a cauliflower base. So I know some people don't like that flavor. It does have a little bit of a cauliflower flavor, but it's lower carb that way. And since we can't have the famous gluten-free churros at Nomad Lounge, they contain dairy, we grabbed another favorite dessert from a cart inside Pandora, the Avatar area. At Animal Kingdom, we just got one of our favorite treats, a frozen banana, but it's a disaster because Axon said he wanted his without nuts and then proceeded to ask me to take every last nut off the frozen banana, which is impossible. But then he also sat down in some pieces of chocolate that had fallen off of his banana. So his shorts look like disaster. Among the floating mountains of Pandora, my daughter was finally tall enough to ride Flights of Passage, and we had purchased an individual lightning lane that morning. First, Nick took Nora,
Please enter all the way into the room.
One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is
Then while I went with Ash, Nick took the little kids on Navi River Journey. This one loves a dark ride. We really did hit every major ride and made excellent time. I was just saying that yesterday went well. We had a great time at Universal, but there were a number of things that there were some hitches. There were rides that we stood in line for a while and then they didn't go. We were depending on the Hogwarts Express and it was down when we needed it. Things like that. It didn't ruin
much like the 126 bus on a weekend.
Local joke.
Hey, Hobokeners.
Hey, Jersey. But today has just been like clockwork. Like some days, all the stars align. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't even usually happen. But today, like clockwork.
Accidentally so in some situations.
You can do so many amazing things in just 5 hours. And thank goodness for that, because Nick ran into a colleague that morning who invited him to come to Magic Kingdom for a special sneak peek. I love cast member magic, and this was a chance to get a little bit of our own. Can't believe it. We get to go on Tiana's Bayou Adventure today. Nick did just call it Tiana's Splash Adventure, which is now what I'm gonna call it. Now it's not quite open to the public yet. There's still a couple more days, but there's a cast member preview today. And so we never ever get these things. We are not local to Florida, but today we get to preview something. My kids were so excited. Well, most of them. And so was I. This new area was gorgeous. Eventually, these screens will be on. Looks like tonight is just a fast pass.
You got it!
You did it! Right here we have the touch points for the fast passes. Sorry, individual lightning lane. I know it's not a fast pass. Old habits.
Oh no, we're going in her stupa. Nice.
That's a big Tiana face. What's she doing? She's looking at us inside. She's trying to look.
Sure do bring the heat.
We're firefly sized.
Now let's get you back to your big boat.
Oh, we gotta get big again.
You'll get there in no time. Guaranteed.
I'm a Princess Tiana and Prince Nevi. Got a lovely drive.
Remember, this party wouldn't be what it is without you.
There are lots of little shout outs to bears, foxes, and rabbits of old, plus the introduction of some adorable new characters that celebrate New Orleans culture at its finest, with no detail overlooked. Axon wasn't sure if he was gonna want to go, and it took a few minutes of talking, and we said, you can decide, and finally he gave us a thumbs up, and we all cheered. And we all rode together as a family for the first time. And he was kind of sad about his decision, but that's okay. A 50-foot drop is a lot for a 4-year-old who barely hit 40 inches. So he's gonna sit the next one out while we ride it again. How was it?
What?
Ah! Yeah, you get wetter on the second row. I did not get that wet, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad, and I forgot. With the previous iteration and with this iteration, you will probably get wet. We did ask to go in the last row because Axon was so nervous, and I think that's part of why we didn't get wet. Then Asher took the older kids again, and they sat in the first and second row, and they are much, much wetter. You should definitely come check out just for the queue. The queue is incredible. The animatronics are incredible. The whole experience is just really heartwarming and tells a great story. What an unexpected twist on our day that we will remember forever. In case you're wondering, she's real pretty at night. Oh my gosh, yes. She is a beaut at night. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, while Nick took the big kids on a late night ride on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I made it up to Axon with a Dole Whip.
One jump, and one. That's all. That's a joke. That's all, guys. Don't say I broke. Yum. That's better.
Dole Whips do make everything better, which is why I designed this t-shirt featuring a frozen pineapple treat. You can find the link to buy one below.
And then he lost his tooth. I think it was hold on. Which ones are the grains of rice and which ones are the teeth? Mommy. You got a tooth.
Disney World is always changing and improving. That's part of its magic. But we hope you get a chance to say your goodbyes and find some joyful new favorites on your next visit. Please subscribe to join us on all our adventures, and we'll see you next time in the parks, travelers. Thank you so much for watching.